Good morning, Buck fans. What's up? Today is the day. Welcome to the Bucs pregame show. We are going to break down this game against the Saints. So stay tuned and let's get this show started.
Now, when we win these last two games, we're still going to need some help to get in, I believe. All we can do is focus on what we can control now. Rather than dwell on what should have been, how many games we could have won. It is what we are. We are 7-8, and we've got to figure out a way to get to 9-7.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that, my man. Now you make me wonder. Well, it's almost as if you're basically telling me when you got into University of California, it was definitely an athletic scholarship, and for damn sure not an academic one. Yeah. Again, good luck with that, Cam. Shut that shit up. Anyway, good morning, Buck fans. And again, welcome to the Bucs pregame show. It's your host, AJ Turnup, in the house right now. And as always, you know where you can find me at the Aftermath on 102.9 Game Broad Street South Radio. And before we get to anything, I need you to make sure, guys, that you continue to show your support for Coach Slick to get him an opportunity as the intern, as a Bucs coaching staff, because as you can see, the man is very qualified. And if you don't know and you need to see more of his accolades, please go and check out It's About Buck and Time on Give Coach Slick an Opportunity. Again, go check that out. It's 2 minutes and 27 seconds of good information, and you can see why this man is qualified. So let's get him an opportunity. That's all we want, is an opportunity. Now, again, good morning, everybody, and shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Bucks Ray Bolts, how you doing, sir? Fred Moore, Cam looks like a beaten man. Yeah, he's washed. We know that. Cam is washed. That Cam talking, it don't matter. The man is washed. At the end of the day, he is washed, and we all know that. We all know that Cam is done. And again, like I said, education-wise, I don't know. Like, I hope he has somebody else handling his accounts. But damn that. Let's just get into it. We already know what we hear. Today is a very important day, Buck fans. And you know why is that? Today is the day the Buccaneers can secure a third straight NFC South crown. Despite all the bullshit that we heard, despite all the other shit that people doubted us, despite all the people shitting on us because after the Brady is gone. Now, before I even get into that, because I'm about to get in my rant, I also want to give Mike, a shout out to Florida State. Damn, you guys really hung in there. And then also to the NFL commission, Goodell and them, you need to really check these refs. If you didn't watch the Bucs, if you didn't watch Detroit and Dallas last night, go back and look at the last minute. It's something that has to be done. And for Dallas fans, I would not be so hyped about that. Your team looks vulnerable, even at home. And again, shout out to Detroit for hanging in there. And I'm sorry, but this is why games should not be decided by refs. It should be decided by the players. The players are the ones who should be in control of their destinies, not the refs. And we can't always have no bullshit technicality that messes up the game. And again, if you go back and check it, now, for people out there who are saying, well, why didn't he kick it? Because you know why? Campbell's a fucking winner. That's what coaches do. Now, I'm not saying that, for the most part, you would have gone, I would have tied it up because it's Dallas and I don't believe in them. But I respect that. I respect the fact that is a good coach. That's the type of coach that you want to play for. That's the type of coach that believes in his team. Do you understand why he did that? He was basically giving a big fuck you to Dallas. That is the kind of coaching that you want. You want a coach to say, fuck that other team. I believe in you. You play for that. That's the kind of coach I want to play for because he didn't want to play it safe. Now, it worked. The only reason it didn't work is because the refs blew the game. But anywho, I only bring Dallas up because I keep telling people if the Bucs play Dallas, Dallas don't want no parts of this Bucs offense, especially if we continue to grow and shine like we've been doing and we're improving. Dallas don't want that, especially they're not good on the road. Look at how they were at home. Dak is not the guy. Sorry. But anyway, that's another time. I want to focus on right now. I get back to the Bucs and the Saints. Now, again, they need to put some respect on this Buccaneers team. Stop always doubting. I've been seeing people saying, yeah, the Bucs haven't beaten anybody. We don't want to hear that shit. When if that's the case, then how come you doubted us when we beat Green Bay? They were a hot team at first. They lost that game to the Giants, but you still said, but I still feel like they'll bounce back. We whooped that ass. Then when we played the Jaguars, you thought when Trevor Lawrence came back in, oh, he's going to be the guy. He's going to do this. He's going to give them that edge because they're desperate. Yeah, just because I get it. They were desperate and dangerous. They could be desperate, could be dangerous, but also desperate can also mean disaster. And that's what the Jaguars were, a disaster. And the Bucs ain't bullshitting anymore. This Bucs team is finding ways. They are finally getting in sync, especially on offense. And as I have told y'all back to the beginning, before the season even started, that this offense eventually will need to be the hero late in the season. And that's what they're doing, because now they're helping out the Bucs defense so they don't have so much pressure on them. And again, for all you naysayers out there who were bullshitting and saying the Bucs were going to win only 2 to 5 games, which is fucking silly. Why? Because Brady wasn't here? May I remind you that last season, it was chaos. Coaching changed. The line was shifting. Brady had his off-field situations. Byron Leftwich didn't know what the hell he was doing. Brady was very stationary, and because of the line, we didn't have a good run game at all. So tell me, why do y'all think that this Bucs team this year was going to be worse than last year? I get it. Brady is the GOAT. We will forever be in debt. And I love the Brady story. I love that Brady got down here. But let's not, guys, Brady knew what he was doing. Now, of course, San Fran I think it was his spot, but when he came to Tampa, don't you see that the team was loaded? The Bucs were literally just a quarterback away from being Super Bowl contenders, as you can see. Elite in Mike Evans, elite in Chris Godwin. We had the squad, and then he brought Gronk in. But then also, you think Brady didn't see that fucking defense that we had? Sue, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, Antoine Winfield came in. We had a squad, and then when we drafted, and I told people this all the time, when we drafted worse, I said, oh, the Bucs win the Super Bowl. But the point is that this Bucs team is better than last year. And here's the difference. You know why? Because this Bucs team this season, in my personal opinion, is having fun again. These guys, the pressure is off them I'm glad the media is forgetting about us and shitting on us, because that makes the Bucs, hey, Buc fans, we're used to the media shunning us. We're used to our great players not getting the love. But now I'm glad that Evans is getting some shine. And I really hope that Winfield and Levante continue to get shine. Let's be real, guys. Winfield is the best player, the best safety right now. He's playing the best. So that's all I got to say about that. Levante David, Hall of Famer. Evans. Now, for people out there who I saw some bullshit I was gonna post, but somebody was like, after the game, CeeDee Lamb is he the best? Hell no. Stop that. He had a good game. Whoop de fucking do. You know how many games? I never heard nobody say that when Evans is out here scoring 3 touchdowns in one game. Nobody ever said, damn, is Evans the best? Evans is, look, do not compare CeeDee Lamb to Evans. Please stop that bullshit. CeeDee wishes he could be on Evans' level. He's not. Stop that. He's a good receiver. Very good, but he ain't no Evans. But anyway, let's talk about this Bucs game against the Saints. Now, I know I got on a little riff, but my point is, look, the reason why I brung those other stories up is because look how far this Bucs team has come. Look how much through adversity. And look, I'm the first to say, when it came to Bowles, he was pissing me off because I felt at that in the beginning of the season, I get it, him and Canales were figuring things out. I just didn't see the confidence. The past 2 weeks, Buc fans, we can all say this. We are shocked and surprised that we see that Bowles, it seems like it's something just clicked in Bowles' psyche, as if, you know what? If I believe in my players, they're going to perform better. If I keep the ball in in my quarterback's hand, and Evans, give Evans an opportunity, give Godwin an opportunity, put Godwin back in the slot. He can do damage. Canales too. Like, man, I don't have to keep running when I got a good receiving back in Rachaad White, who is Alvin Kamara-esque type skills. Wow. You mean to tell me, like, damn, it just clicked. And like I had told you guys, I saw a difference in Green Bay when the Bucs started passing more. That is your strength. Stick to that. The Bucs need to do that today. But we're going to go on. Let's just get the defensive side out of the way first, because I want to talk to you. And we're going to have a special guest coming up in a little bit. So don't you worry, guys. I got a lot of good things I'm going to be talking about with my guest today. But on the defensive side, now you already know, this is one thing that I really hope that Bowles decides to, again, we have to be aggressive on defense. There is no reason to let Carr sit around and think he's in this game. You know, this is going to be Carr's pattern. He's going to do some little dink and dunks, of course, and then try to set up with the big deep pass to either Raheem Shaheed or Chris Olive. We know this already. So if I'm Bowles, you don't need to do so much cushion coverage. Don't do too much of it. You need to mix it up with man. And when I say this with man, I don't mean there's no bullshit in his face. You need to have your corners jammed to get them off their route. Now, for people out there who continue to say, AJD, it's not that simple. Our corners can't shut down the receivers completely. I want to give you football 101 on what jamming is supposed to be about. It's not necessarily just completely about shutting down the wide receivers. It's about disrupting the timing between the receiver and the quarterback, because they all have to run a certain route. But if you jam the right way, you're messing the timing up, and that is going to give that quarterback that extra second that's taking too long. And when he hesitates, that's when the pass rush can get there and sack the quarterback. Or if he panics, he throws a pass, and that's an interception. That is what jamming is all about, folks. It's not just about shutting down a receiver. No, that's not the whole point. Look, in football and defense, it's always about getting to the quarterback. And with this Bucs secondary, if they do that, I feel like as if they are to play a little more man coverage and jam and press, they got Derek Carr. They got him, because this front seven, we don't have a legit premier pass rusher yet. Now, Yaya is on the rise. I expect him to have an awesome game today. But if they jam and disrupt, I do believe that this front seven could at least get between 4 to 6 sacks today, and at least 10 QB pressures, if not more, because Derek Carr, he's good. He's good. Carr is average. He's an average quarterback who has his moments. Has he ever played to above average moments? Absolutely. But for the most part, Carr, he robbed New Orleans with that $150 million. He ain't done nothing. He hasn't done much. And the offense, again, Kamara, do I think that Kamara's washed? No. But I do think that Bowles always knows how to neutralize Kamara. To stop Kamara typically is watch him in the passing game, put a fast linebacker on him and watch him in the flats, or have a corner watch him in the flats. That is his big thing. We know this already. So this is why I do think if they play a little more man and load the box, we want to make Carr beat us. We know that New Orleans is not really a good run team. They're not. They're just not a great run team, in my opinion. They're okay, and I'm not set on Olive. Is he good? Yes. Does he have great speed? Absolutely. The same for Rashid Shaheed. Those are two big speed guys, but this is why I keep saying, if you disrupt the timing of them, it ain't like that. Chris Oliver, Rashid, it ain't like they're damn Calvin Johnson or Mike Evans out there. You can disrupt that timing, and when you do that, Yaya will eat. I expect Yaya to get between 2 to 3 sacks today. I believe in Yaya. I think Yaya is going to put on another performance, and he's gonna do the damn thing. Also, I expect Antoine Winfield to be good. Now, I think Bowles is going to bring him in the box and use him to blitz, of course. But also, I would do this. I would make it look like that that Winfield is going to blitz, but he doesn't. He backs out, and then he just picks them off. I want to see that Rondé move like they did against the Eagles in the NFC Championship. Also, I know Carlton Davis is out, but Zion McCollum has actually been balling out. He has come so much further than he was earlier this season and last year. God, he was awful last year. But again, this is why I do think that playing man is better for our corners. Again, Jenna Lane already statistically broke it down on the effect that the Bucs have when they play more man and zone. Let me tell you guys something about zone. It's okay, but if you not like a Richard Sherman type or Darrelle Revis, or you have to have great speed or great knowledge of your position to really make that effective. Because here's the thing. Anytime we get in cushion coverage, it's death by 1,000 cuts. I've already told you the weakness in Bo's defense is time. Eventually, yes, they will keep it close. The defense will do their best, but by the late third quarter, the Bucs defense is typically gassed because they've been out on the field too long, and that's back when the Bucs offense couldn't get it right. That's why I say if you play more man, I get it. It's feast or famine when it comes to that because you can get beat now. But you cannot guess on that, Bowles. Don't keep these guys around. Put Derek Carr on his ass. Make him rattle. What you want to do, I can tell you this right now. Bucs get up 10-0 in the first quarter. Game's over. You know why? Because Carr is going to make a mistake. He's going to get desperate. Again, we know what the Saints are going to try to do. The Saints know that at this moment they can't beat us in a shootout. So what they want to keep this game close because they eventually know that if they keep this Bucs defense out there for a long time, that's how we'll crack. I don't think the Saints are looking. They don't expect to beat the Bucs at home by no more than 6 points. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you this: the Saints just want to sneak away with a victory. They are hoping to just keep this game as close as possible so something can go in their favor and they win that way. The Saints do I think the Saints want to come in and blow us out? Yeah, but they know realistically that shit is not going to happen. This is an entirely different Bucs team. And remember, we beat them back in New Orleans, and the team was still trying to find themselves. But I like the fact that Bowles had confidence. And look, even then, the team was confident. I do think that this team is the Bucs are more dangerous now because we know what's at stake. The Bucs know you win this, you're in. This is typically your playoff game, Bucs. You win this shit, you're in there. So on defense, just be aggressive. Be aggressive. Load that box. Load the box. Jam them. Press. And I know people are saying with Olive and his speed and all that. Yeah, but Derek Carr is like I said, Derek Carr can be had when he is rattled and frustrated and flustered, y'all. That is what I need for this defense to do. This defense has got to be persistent. Again, the stars of the day is going to have to be Yaya. My three guys that I think that's really going to have to just do their thing that I expect to shine today is going to be Yaya, of course, Winfield, and Kancey. And here's why I say Kancey, because we know Vita is going to be doubled. And I know that Shaq Barrett is not in, but I'm going to give the other linebackers a chance. And this is another chance where Devin White can be used in blitzing. He has the speed. He showed out last week against the Jaguars. So appreciate that, Devin. Let's hope you continue that. We need Devin to lock in like he did 2020. I want to see 2020 Devin White. So I'm not, am I a little bummed that Shaq can't play? Yes, I am. But at the same time, the Bucs have enough. I want Shaq to be healthy and prepared in the playoffs because his veteran presence and his veteran knowledge of the game is where we're going to need him. So I want to see these young guys get in there and make it happen. But I do expect Kancey to show out today. And the reason why I think Kancey can show out is because, again, Vita is going to be double, and that is the time where Kancey has got to get to the quarterback. This is the time where Yaya is going to have to go off. And in the run, I think if Golston if he's in, I'm not worried about that. I'm not truly worried about the Saints and their run attack. What I'm worried about is, again, we don't need Derek Carr dinking and dunking us to death. That is the worst situation for the Bucs. You don't want that. Take their asses off the field ASAP. Get them 3 and outs going. You want their offense to sputter, because once they sputter, That's it. That is it for this Saints team. This Saints team really, look, their hopes are dwindling. They're dwindling really bad. They really don't have it. Because peep this, even if the Bucs lose, we would definitely, I don't see us collapsing. So I'm not even going to speak that into existence. But the whole point is this Bucs team can put them away. Defense, just be aggressive. There's no need to fuck around with these guys. Put them away. Put them away. Put them away early. Again, you can get up. The way that the Bucs played the Jags, again, on defense, I saw too many times where there were too many breakdowns where they were wide open. We don't want to see any of these guys open. We don't want to see Shaheed or Olive have any space because they have the speed to make you pay. So that's why I honestly think, Bowles, please mix up the coverage a little more. Again, I would play 60% man coverage and 40% zone. If you play man early and you get up early, then you can switch to zone so you don't worry about the getting beat. Because again, we want to put them in a position on offense when they are one-dimensional and they're going to get desperate. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, Carr is bound to mess up. And again, if we start hitting them, who knows? We don't know if Carr's 100% healthy yet. If Carr goes out of the game, and Taysom Hill they're going to try to use Taysom Hill, neutralize his ass. If they take him out and they put in Winston, it's a wrap. Here's the thing. Once we see Winston in the game, it's a wrap. That means your Buccaneers it's done. Because they don't even want to use him like that. And we know if he comes in and he gonna throw a pick to us. Look, y'all don't even know. Winston still plays for us. That's why he be throwing the shit to us. So on defense, I truly need this defense to go the fuck off. I want to see this defense be aggressive and nasty. Be nasty today. Get to Kamara. Again, watch him in the flats. Everybody knows in the flats, that's where he's going to be. He makes his damage, again, in the short passing game. So nasty is the theme that should be for this defense today. Nasty. Now, offensively, let's get to the offensive side of the ball. Bucs, continue to do your thing. Continue to do your thing. Canales, I am very happy because, again, a little while ago, Canales, I was doubting you. I'm not going to lie. I didn't understand why you insisted on trying to run the rock a lot. I was, and I get it that, eventually we are getting better at that. In my personal opinion, I was just thinking if we were passing earlier like we did these past two games, we would have beaten certain teams. We would have beaten, in my opinion, the Falcons. We would have beaten the Colts. We would have beaten, the Bills. And then there's, in my personal opinion, and I know people say, maybe we would have beat Detroit. The problem was that our offense didn't get, we were so predictable at that time. And that's why I was frustrated with Canales because we were so damn predictable. It was like, am I watching Byron Leftwich again? That's why I was frustrated because we have all these weapons, Evans, Godwin, Palmer. So today I need Canales. Again, I'm very proud of how far you've come. You're doing a hell of a job. You're doing fantastic. Continue to do your thing. Now, one only thing that I want to see today, continue to do your thing, but that pass needs to be there. I want you to be aggressive in the passing game. Get shit open. Now, one thing that I would like to see that I think that would take this team by surprise. Again, I told y'all it's about bucking time in my Bucs Saints preview. I want to see Palmer out there more, but not only vertical. Let's get him in crossing routes. Let's use Palmer that way. We want to get Palmer involved in the game where he's catching in stride. I don't like necessarily seeing him always trying to make contested catches because right now he's still a rookie, and that's going to take that much time for him to develop. But get the man in stride. Let's get some damn rollouts where Baker is throwing to Palmer on the run because they don't have the linebacking core with the speed. Demario Davis is a dangerous man. Yes, he is. But he can only be in one place at one time because I'm going to tell you what, Demario Davis is going to be too busy worried about Godwin, especially if Godwin is in the slot, which I expect. And Godwin is going to eat. Evans is going to feast today, more than likely. You know why? Because Marshawn Lattimore ain't in the game. Now, as much shit as I talk about Lattimore, he is a good corner. He's the punk ass, in my opinion, but he's still a very good corner. And the simple fact that he's not in, that gives us a big advantage in the passing game. Because here's the thing, since Evans is not in, they were doubling him even when Lattimore was there. But now they really are going to have to focus on Mike Evans, because if they don't look out for 13, he is going to go off today. And I still expect 13 Mike Evans to get between 70 to 90 yards today. And I expect him to get at least one touchdown. But the guy that I think is going to go off today is going to be Godwin and Palmer. But this is why I say that, because they know that Godwin only has 107 yards to get to 1,000. And you know that the Bucs care about their players, getting their incentives. And that would be really good for Godwin. So I expect Godwin to eat, especially between the short and intermediate routes today. I really do think that. But also, I have a feeling that Palmer's going to come out smoking again today. And I feel like that Baker and Palmer are going to connect on one big-ass deep pass where it's like a 30 to 40-yard bomb or something, and he goes off. I think for some odd reason, I expect Palmer to get somewhere between 60 to 70 yards and a touchdown. And also, I think Godwin will get a touchdown today too. I do expect Godwin to break the 170 yards and get one touchdown. I see Baker at least throwing 3 touchdowns today. I see him getting between 270 to 310 yards, because I do think that Canales is going to be pass happy. Rachaad White, I don't know if he'll get the 100 yards today, but I do think that Rachaad White will get somewhere between 60 to 80 yards on the ground, because they are going to try on defense to make us one-dimensional as well. But if the Bucs if they go out a full aero assault in the beginning of the game, they will succeed. They will hurt this defense. Again, Cameron Jordan is irrelevant. He's washed. That man, hell, I think like 5 players on the Bucs defense got more sacks than Cam. Cam is not a factor anymore. He is just there because he's just there. He's just the mascot now. He's that old guy that's still trying to hang on, but he's done. Now, can he be dangerous in situations? Absolutely. But I just see him he's neutralized. Gedeke is doing the damn thing, and he made him look like a fool last game. So I expect the Saints to play more man. And if they play man, smoke their ass. Now, one thing I want to see Canales, if they start playing like really close in the box, you need to always have one person for Baker when he's in the pocket, his for sure guy. Up the middle, or there should always be a receiver, preferably, in my opinion, between Godwin and Palmer under crossing route, like someone that is just right there. So just in case if all else fails, if the corners of the defense, if they get the other receivers, Baker always has that one guy that he can just toss it to and he takes off. And for Baker today, if you don't see it, just take off, man. Just take off. There's no reason to sit in the pocket too long. That's another thing. In the pocket, again, we want Baker to get that ball out quick. When Baker can get the ball out quick in the pocket, he does damage. He does a lot of damage. And again, I want to see more play action. I want to see rollouts, because again, this is where Baker thrives, because when Baker is on that rollout, he's dangerous because he can see the defenders in his face, and he doesn't have to worry because they can't get to him as fast, and he can make things happen. That's what makes Baker special. Again, Rick Hughes from Bucs Live he's the one who put me on to Baker, and I realized, I'm like, wow, yeah, you know what? Baker can move, and Baker can do all this. Baker can do that. And Baker is no slouch in that. When he went to Carolina, people say, oh, he was done. I'm like, no, Carolina just sucks. And then when he went to the Rams, I wasn't surprised. Carolina was just a shitty organization. Baker is coming back with a vengeance. Now I need that same Baker. Now I know the emotions are going to be running high for the Buccaneers, especially for Baker. All I want Baker to do is just play ball and be himself. If you don't see it, Baker, just take off, my man. Take off. If you see that something is not looking right or it can't develop, go off and just run and live to fight another down. Do not hold the ball on too long, because that's when your mistakes are made. So again, they have to do that. Now let's get to these comments. Yes, Todd Bowles playing job, keeping real Beck Blazers on Bowles' ass. Yeah, no. These last two games, look, for Bowles to be that guy, these last two games are very, very important on how he finishes. It really does. And go Bucs, Betty Farley. That's right. Bucs fan. They will double Evans. They hate Evans and do everything possible to stop him, so Godwin will. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Here's what makes it even better. If they double him, this is what I think what could happen. You double Evans, now Godwin, Palmer, Otten, Rachaad White will go off. And if they get to the red zone, won't matter. Evans is undefeated in the red zone. Anytime, because here's the thing. Eventually, if the Bucs offense keeps shredding them because they're doubling Evans, now when they get in the red zone, they're gonna have to say, shit, we look, 14 is killing us, or 10 is killing us, and so is 88. I'm sorry, but 13 hasn't really been doing much, so we got to move. We can't double him anymore, and we got to move away, and that's when Baker's going to strike. That's one thing I do love about Baker. When he gets in that red zone, he looks for 13. He looks for the elite Evans. Again, Evans doesn't have to be your 190-yard kind of guy who's no. I like to see Evans when he's catching that fucking football in the end zone, because look, Mike Evans is one of the greatest jump ball receivers of all time. When it comes to jump ball, top 5. Easily top 5. Jump ball, 50-50 receiver. It ain't that many other receivers that can come down with the catch like he does. So again, if I'm the Bucs, Evans, you might not have a big game yardage wise, but touchdowns you could be effective. Because again, if they're gonna double Evans like we said, like my man Bucs fan just said, then that's when Evans and Palmer and Otten and White can go off. Again, it's a pick your poison. In my opinion, the offense, shit, if you really want to get funky with it, run that fucking spread, y'all. Run the spread and and expose them. Again, the Saints defense, they don't have a lot of corners that can contain all of our guys. And again, if you run the spread, you can do so many plays. Again, even if you run the spread, we want Baker to get the ball out fast. That means somebody should have a under running crossing route. Again, this is where Palmer would come in perfectly. And again, if you want to, you can use Palmer vertically and have Evans or Godwin go off, or Otten. Again, the Bucs offense, again, when it comes to the passing, if they look like they're going to blitz, you need to attack. I hope the Bucs attack the middle of the damn field all day. If they're going to give you that, look at that middle, Baker. If they're gonna rush, because Demario Davis is going to have to blitz at least one time or whatever. If they bring that extra man, make them pay. Get some screen passes going. I'm telling you right now, the Bucs offense, they got to keep that same intensity. I've been telling you that. I've been telling the Bucs community this all the time. And with Slick, I said this Bucs offense after week 10 is going to have to take off. This is the time where the Bucs offense has to be the hero. Again, the Bucs offense needs to be the hero again today, because when they do good, our whole point is we want to keep the defense off the field as long as possible, so when they are on the field, they can just pin their ears back. And I like the fact that Bowles have been very ballsy by allowing the Bucs to go for it on 4th downs. Keep that same damn energy. If it's anything under 4th and 5, Bowles, go for that shit. Put them away early, because hey, worst case scenario, even if you don't get it, the momentum won't be shifted, because then at least the Bucs offense, they will be more hyped and go, damn, he believed in us. So next time, let's not make that happen. In my opinion, on offense, the Bucs need to try to get first downs on 1st and 2nd downs, not 3rd downs. Don't play for 3rd downs anymore. Try to get the first down on 1st or 2nd, because then when you do that, that's when the run game can come alive, because at that point, the Saints defense is going to have to not unload. They're going to have to back out of the box. HB draw them to death. Rachaad White is good at that, or Edmonds. Shit, you can mix it up now, because if they don't load the box, okay, we'll just switch the play. We'll just look, again, if you do all of that, it starts with the pass. If you come out aggressive, in the passing game, shit. Again, this Saints defense is not what they were 3 years ago. This is not the 2020 Saints defense. It's not. Cam is a former shell of himself, and he ain't that guy anymore. And we know that. We know he's not that guy anymore. That's just how he is. That's just who he is. You know what I'm saying? And we got a guest coming on in a second. One moment, fellas. One moment. I'm going to give you guys this, and we're going to make this happen. So stay tuned. I'm going to just show something right quick. And again, we want to show how bad this guy is. Let's look at this guy because he's an idiot.
Now, when we win these last 2 games, we're still going to need some help to get in, I believe. All we can do is focus on what we can control now. Rather than dwell on what should have been, how many games we could have won. It is what we are. We are 7-8, and we've got to figure out a way to get to 9-7.
Yeah, this guy's a dummy. He's a dummy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's silly. He's a silly man, and that's what we look. That's just who he is. He's a dummy. And yeah, and Bucs fan says Rachaad White will get 1,000 yards rushing today, and Godwin. If they both can do that today, I would be very happy. But I can see Godwin getting it faster than Rachaad. The only reason I say that is because Rachaad White, I don't want him to be. I think Rachaad is better in the passing. So we want him to go off in the passing. I don't want him to get beat up trying to run between tackles because that is when our players get hurt. To be quite honest, I don't like when the Bucs utilize him that way because when we do, that's when bad shit happens to us. In my opinion, that's when we start looking bad, and I just don't want to see that anymore for the Bucs. I really don't. If we do that, in my opinion, I just want the Bucs to be quite honest, I want the Bucs to play to their strengths in the passing game, because once they do that, that is when good things are going to happen. That is when you can get hell. Let's say if the Bucs get up early. Let's say the Bucs get up 20-0 like we did against the Jags. Oh shit. Now Rachaad could go off. He can churn out those yards to get 1,000. But what we don't want him to do is we don't want to overuse White. Rachaad White is a good ass back, but I don't want to Cadillac Williams him. And for Bucs fans out there, you know what I mean when it comes to the Cadillac Williams syndrome, where they overutilized him, and eventually he was busted. And it wasn't his fault. He was only doing what the coach asked him. But we want to keep Rachaad White fresh as possible. And in my opinion, quite frankly, if we utilize Edmonds in there, if we can start winning early, I would want to sit Rachaad White because I want to keep him fresh. Again, guys, we want our guys to go in fresh and not injury prone. So if you can get up early, this is why I want the Bucs in a perfect world, I would love the Bucs to put up at least 45 points on this team. That is what I would be looking for. I would want the Bucs to beat this team like 45-3. I want to beat them the way that they beat us when we got beat 38-3. That's how bad I want to put these bastards away. What better time to do it when you have, you know what I'm saying? You can't write this shit better. The way the Bucs get into the playoffs is beating a rival team, a punk ass rival Saints, the same team that we couldn't stand for years under, Coach Sean Payton, who's a prick. We always knew he was a prick. If anybody knows about the Russell Wilson situation, Bucs fans could have told you for years. We knew that Sean Payton was a prick. That's why he got suspended and his dirty ass out there injuring players and talking about he didn't know about it. Bullshit. Yes, you did. That's just who you are. So again, we want to put the hurting on the punk ass Saints, man. This is a team that I want you to whoop the shit out of them. Yes, Bucs fan, crush them, beat their ass early. Don't make this a close game. I don't care that it's a rival game. I don't care that this is our rival. Put them away. The Bucs are the far better team than the Saints at this time. The Bucs are going this direction. Saints is going this direction. Like I told people this. Now, I won't be surprised if this happens. I said this before. I said if the Saints lose to the Rams, that will actually deflate their spirit because, and if the reason why I say that because that means that it's just too much against them. So I say for the first quarter, don't get it twisted. The Saints are going to try to come out throwing haymakers at the Bucs. They're going to do everything in early to see what happens. But if the Bucs take care of business like they should, you put them away. If you get up, like I said, between 10 to 13 points in the first quarter, the Saints are going to go into cruise control. They're going to say, fuck it. I want to just get ready to just have this game be over with so I can get myself ready for the New Year's. And that's what I'm saying. Bucs, let's go into New Year's with a victory, Buccaneers. I'm talking to you, Bowles. I'm talking to you, Canales. I want you both to make this. I want you to whoop this Saints team so we can go into the New Year's happy. I want to go and I want to say Happy New Year and then go, man, the Bucs are 9-7. Damn, that's beautiful. Damn, that's glorious. Damn, that's what's up. That is what we want. We want that. Baker, I want you to shine. Prove the media wrong that they got it wrong and that Cleveland was the one that messed up, not you. Mike Evans, continue to show them that you are an elite receiver and a hell of a player. Chris Godwin, same. You a dog too. Defensively, Devin White, I want to see the 2020 version of you. Go out there and make shit happen. Antoine Winfield, you are the best safety in the league right now. Continue to show and shine. Yaya, you're going to continue to do your thing. I believe in you. I think you're going to do just fine. Like I said, prove me right. I'm speaking 2 to 3 sacks for you today. I expect anything between 2 to 3 sacks and a fumble recovery for you. Canty, a sack too. I expect you guys, and then I'm going to go out on a limb and say McCollum is going to get an interception today. Levante is going to be great. Levante will continue to be great. And David Moore, big game. You know what? I hope so too. I hope so as well. Devin White gets a pick today. Possibly. Look, I feel you. I hope we're all right. I hope this is a game today that the Buccaneers just go in and just stomp these bastards. Buccaneers, we win this game. We in it. We in this game. You are NFC South champions. 3 years straight. You are going to the playoff. You will defy the odds. You will shut the naysayers up. You will show them that they didn't know what the fuck that they were talking about. You will show them, Brady was the GOAT, but we got our GOAT right here, right now, and Baker, and he is fucking cooking, and he's going to continue to cook. We're going to put the media on notice that the Bucs ain't nothing to fuck with, and we got a home. If we win, when we win today, we're not the team that you want to play at our place. So send Dallas, send Philly. And I know Philly beat us earlier, but we're not the same team anymore. This ain't us a few weeks ago when they beat us. You know what I'm saying? Back in September, this is not the same Bucs team. We're more unified. We're hungrier. I like the fact that Baker has been silent and was like, you know what? He's going to celebrate when the job is done. Mike Evans is going to keep doing the damn thing when the job is done. Yeah, and look, we're not worried about the worst division and all that shit. We've already seen in the past when the Seahawks in 2010 went in at 7-9 and everybody else was sorry. So they can spare us with that bullshit. That's just media talk. That's just media talk. But the Bucs can shut everybody up today. Win. Now, of course, if you win by 1 point, I don't care because a win is a win. But convincingly beat these bastards. We don't like the Saints. We can't stand the dumbass Taints. Whoop they ass today. Beat them early. Buccaneers players, if you want your starters to get out early so they don't get hurt, put these motherfuckers away early. Let's get it. Let's make it happen, Buc fans. I believe in you. I know you're going to go off today. Don't make me a liar. Just do the damn thing. Do what you've been doing the past 4 weeks with these wins. Let's get that 5th win. Let's make it happen. I believe in you, Bucs. Let's do the damn thing. Again, if you want to catch me some more, always tune in on the Aftermath on 102.9 Game Broad Street South Radio. Check me out on my personal page. It's about bucking time. And also, if you ever want some good gear and turn up in style and be motivated, go to my Instagram page and AJ Turnup. Check out the website. My motto is respect the process, turn up in style. Reality checks don't bounce. So I got a lot of good things, and check it out. But as always, go Bucs. Let's whoop that ass today.